Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So this here is the Amazon Fire Max 11-inch tablet, Amazon's most powerful tablet. To review this tablet, I had to take two different approaches. Amazon Fire Max at the discounted £139 Prime Day price, or Amazon Fire Max at the non-discounted full price, which is £249 here in the UK or $240 in America. So let's see at what price point this tablet makes sense and if it is worth buying. So inside this rather long box, you have this tray. Everything is eco-friendly, which means as less plastic as possible. You get the Fire tablet, we'll come back to it in a moment. Inside this small box, you get the charging cable. Then you have instructions. There's a SIM ejector tool. Well, this tablet is not cellular enabled. This is for the memory card slot, which I'll show you in a moment. And then you have the power adapter, which is rather low at 9 watts. Let's check the tablet in a bit more detail. I'd like to say that this tablet feels really premium. Unlike other Fire tablets, which have got cheaper plastic back, this is all aluminium and it's got that premium feel which other expensive tablets and iPads usually have. Front, it's got this widescreen aspect ratio instead of iPad's portrait dimensions, and with relatively thin bezels, this tablet does look modern. An 8 million pixels video camera is located on the landscape side, which is pretty decent. On the back, you have got the Amazon logo and a single 8 million pixels camera. You can get this tablet only in this grey shade, and there are no other colors offered for the Fire Max, unlike other Amazon Fire tablets. Most of the action is happening towards this side, where you have the power button, which hosts the fingerprint scanner as well. And then you have the volume rocker. Then you got holes for microphones, the USB-C port, and like mentioned, the micro SD expansion slot, which can take memory cards up to 1 terabyte. This is the 65 gigs base version, but you can opt for a higher 128 gigabyte storage version as well for extra cash. Towards the bottom, you got a special connector which allows you to connect the custom keyboard case which Amazon made especially for this Fire Max tablet. And the holes here are positioning dots for the keyboard connection and not speakers. Speakers are located only towards the top. There are 2 of them. Not sure what kind of stereophonic sound effect you'll get, but we'll check that out in a minute. So let's quickly set it up. Now, the cool thing about the setup process is that if you have one Alexa device in your home, then the new one which you add will get the settings from it. So you don't even have to input your Wi-Fi password. Your Echo devices will do this for you. Also, I do apologize guys in case I trigger you know who in your home. I'll try not to use the A word as much as possible, but at some points I do need to mention it, so I do apologize in advance. Fingerprint setup is pretty easy thanks to the countless number of times I've done this on iPads and iPhones. I feel pretty confident setting this up. And here we go. We're all done and you are greeted with that heavily customized Amazon version of Android, which is called Fire operating system or FireOS. First, let me crank up the brightness and take this tablet for a quick spin by browsing around, opening apps and websites via the Fire Silk browser, and I can confirm that it is pretty decent. Opening and closing of apps is okay, and even multitasking is fairly smooth. However, I'm not seeing the level of smoothness which the iPads or even the recent Google Pixel tablet which I reviewed has got, and I think that is due to the power or thereby the lack of it under the hood. I'll cover more about power a little bit later in this review. But what is pretty excellent is the screen. You get an LCD panel which supports 2K resolution, and it really shows here. Colors are sharp with decent contrast levels, and watching content on this device is pretty enjoyable. It is also immersive due to that widescreen aspect ratio, which means you get smaller black borders. The display is also laminated, so you don't get the gap between the top glass and the screen. One thing though, the pretty slim black borders means that your palm or fingers do occasionally rest on the screen. Most modern tablets and iPads have got palm rejection technology to counteract this, but not here. Here it actually messes up the navigation if you have that accidental palm/finger placement on the screen. It's really a shame because just beside that, this here is a really good display. Let's check how those inbuilt speakers sound. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So yes, let's check out this cool portable extended monitor from the brand Mobile Pixels. I'd like to say that they are decent enough. There is a bit of stereophonic effect going out if you hold the tablet in the landscape view and listen to them, but holding it in the portrait, well, it doesn't work that much because it's just coming from one side. It feels a bit weird to have speakers in that kind of a location. Next, cameras are pretty decent for a tablet. Front one is in the right landscape location, so your video calls are pretty decent, and here's how the quality of it, including the audio of the inbuilt microphones. So here's how the quality of the camera is and the inbuilt microphones of this Fire Max 11 tablet. The rear one again is okay at 8 million pixels. It's more than enough for taking pictures of documents or occasional picture, but don't go looking for taking award-winning pictures with this. Full HD video recording is supported on both the cameras, and here is how it looks. The fingerprint scanner is decent as well. You can register multiple fingers and unlocking is pretty instant. However, you still have to swipe up the lock screen in order to get to your home screen. Next, let's talk about power under that hood. The Fire Max tablet has got a MediaTek octa-core processor paired with 4 gigs of RAM. Now, unlike iOS, Android struggles with low levels of RAM, and I feel that it is evident here all those times when this tablet feels a bit sluggish in responding. A slightly higher RAM could have worked wonders on this tablet, especially if you consider that non-discounted price. Now, it's not too bad to use for casual browsing and even a bit of multitasking. Amazon allows you to use 2 apps side by side, and yeah, it works fine, but don't expect that buttery smoothness of an iPad. The on-screen keyboard, I feel, is barely okay at best. It doesn't allow too many customizations, and it feels like it's designed for smaller tablets or mobile phones in mind. I guess Amazon can fix this easily with a software update. Before we talk about gaming, guys, if you're enjoying my content up till now, a like to this video and a sub to my channel would be incredibly cool. So let's get on with gaming. Obviously, the first choice to test is Asphalt 9, which thankfully is available on the Amazon App Store. I've downloaded them and I tried to play the game, and here we go. Okay, what can I say, guys? It is alright. I can notice dropped frames, the graphics aren't that smooth, and you can clearly see the jagged edges. It kind of shows how the MediaTek processor's graphical prowess is not up to the mark to handle this smoothly. Next, let's try PUBG. Again, gameplay is fairly smooth, but again, the graphics, as you can see, it is a bit grainy, and yeah, you have to put up with this. Now, let's try some non-resource intensive games like Candy Crush Saga, and as you can see, it plays perfectly fine. Let's try Hungry Shark. Wow, this game is brutal, but yes, it plays fine. Crossy Roads next. Again, it's perfectly fine. So you see, casual gaming, this tablet is more than okay. As soon as you get into some resource intensive gaming, then unfortunately, the Fire Max is not for you. Next, let's move on to accessories. Now, Amazon is offering reasonably priced keyboard case and stylus to pair with this tablet to help all those who are looking to bring a little bit of work onto this tablet, and it'll certainly help with productivity, especially for students. But the biggest drawback of this tablet for reaching its full potential is still and has always been the operating system. So FireOS is Amazon's heavily customized version of Android operating system. So customized that it doesn't even let you run Google's own apps like YouTube or even Chrome browser. I think this has got something to do with how Amazon's voice assistant is configured, and Amazon doesn't want anything to interfere with it. Even the App Store is Amazon's own version and not Google's default Play Store. It does have some decent selection of apps like most popular games, or even all those popular streaming services like Netflix, Disney+, Channel 4, etc. And even some productivity apps like Microsoft 365. But if you go searching beyond that for productivity related apps or even Google's own apps, you will not find them. Another thing which I noticed on FireOS is that it seems to be designed for smaller mobile screens. I mean, look at the search results on their App Store or even the settings section. If you compare this with iPadOS, the difference is like day and night. iPadOS has got this beautifully designed operating system taking full advantage of the big screen, whereas on FireOS, it leaves a lot to be desired. Now, if Amazon Prime plays an important part in your life, like mine does, then this device will perfectly fit in. I've got this ads version here, which shows ads every time you wake your tablet up on the lock screen. You can opt for this to be removed for an additional £10 here in the UK, but I really don't mind this intrusion because it is only on the lock screen, and I do shop a lot on Amazon, and I actually like seeing deals on the otherwise static looking lock screen of the tablet. You also have hands-free assistant waiting for your command, so just use the A word and she springs to life with her quick responses. Actually, you can just use a dock or a stand or buy Amazon's own custom stand to prop this Fire Max tablet and use it as a smart display for your home. Amazon's assistant is always listening, so you can just use it like how you would use your own Amazon Echo device. Also accessible from the home screen are your smart home controls, which give you access to all your Amazon smart home devices. By the way, you can turn this off and even the always listening smart assistant mode off from the settings if you don't want to use it. And everything else related to your Prime account are here: Amazon Shopping app, Music Unlimited app, or even ebooks, which you can comfortably read on this device. Battery life is pretty decent as well. You can get all-day battery life with it, and watching an hour-long movie stream from Amazon reduces the battery by about 10 to 15%. So, in conclusion, is this device worth it? Well, for that discounted £139 price, this is the best quality tablet which you can buy for that price range. It is very well built and has got that gorgeous screen, making it an absolute joy to watch content. It's just that you have to put up with the reservations and restrictions of FireOS and a bit of sluggishness here and there due to that MediaTek processor under the hood and the low 4 gigs of RAM. Now, for that non-discounted price, it is hard to recommend this tablet, guys, because just for a little bit of more cash, you can get the iPad 9th generation, and that tablet is more powerful with an amazing operating system, very decent apps, and years of software support. Or you can even go for one of these Samsung tablets for that price, where you can get full-blown Android OS that would support even the Alexa app and everything related to Amazon Prime. So that's my take on the Amazon Fire Max 11-inch tablet, guys. What are your thoughts? Would you agree with me or disagree with me? Please do leave them in the comment section down below. If you have any queries, then do drop them down below as well, and I'll try to respond to all of them. Whilst you're there, guys, if you're enjoying my content again, a like to this video will be immensely helpful, and please do consider subscribing, guys, so I can keep making these videos for you. And as always, thanks a lot for staying with me until the end. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.